Political executive. At different levels of any government, functionary take day-to-day decisions. So here they take day-to-day decisions, but they do not exercise supreme power on behalf of the people. So here all these functionaries, they are known as executive. This executive is in charge of the execution of the policies. So here these executives, they are in charge of the execution of the policies of the government. Thus, when we talk about the government, we usually mean the executive. So here when we discuss about the government, we usually mean the executive. Political and permanent executive. So here in a democratic country, we have two categories which make up the executive. First one is that elected by the people. So here which is elected by the people for a specific period is called the political executive. Political leaders who take big decisions, they fall in this category. And second one, people who are appointed on a long-term basis, they are called as the permanent executive or civil services. So here people who are getting appointed on a long-term basis, they are called as the permanent executive or civil services. People working in civil services, they are called civil servants, and they remain in office even when ruling party changes. These officers, they work under political executive and they assist them in carrying out day-to-day administration. Prime Minister and Council of Ministers. So here there is no direct election to the post of the Prime Minister. We don't have direct election to the post of Prime Minister. The President appoints the Prime Minister. So here the President appoints the leader of the majority party or the coalition of parties which commands a majority in the Lok Sabha as a Prime Minister. So here in case no single party or alliance gets a majority, then the President appoints the person who is most likely to secure majority support. The President does not have a fixed tenure. So here he continues in power so long as he remains the leader of the majority party or coalition. After the appointment of the Prime Minister, the President appoints other ministers. So here after appointing Prime Minister, the President appoints other minister on the advice of the Prime Minister, which are usually from the majority party or the coalition, which has the majority in the Lok Sabha. So here the Prime Minister is free to choose ministers as long as they are members of the Parliament. So here a person who is not a member of Parliament, he can also become a minister. But such a person has to get elected to one of the houses of Parliament within 6 months of appointment as minister. So here the Council of Ministers is the official name for the body which includes all the ministers. So here it usually has 60 to 80 ministers of different ranks. So here cabinet ministers, they are usually the top level leaders of the leading parties who are in the charge of majority ministers. Ministers of state within independent charge, they are usually in charge of smaller ministries and they participate in the cabinet meetings only when specially invited. So here they participate in the cabinet meetings only when they are specially invited. Ministers of state, they are the junior minister who are assigned to assist the cabinet minister and the ministers of state within independent charge. So here parliamentary democracy is the most countries is often known as the cabinet form of government. So here parliamentary democracy, in most of the governments it is known as the cabinet form of government because most of the decisions, they are taken in cabinet meetings. Every ministry has secretaries who are civil servants, and these secretaries, they provide the necessary background information to ministers to take decision. And the cabinet has a team which is assisted by the cabinet secretariat. Powers of the Prime Minister. So here, as head of the government, the Prime Minister has wide-ranging powers. First one, The Prime Minister chairs cabinet meetings. He only decides the cabinet meetings. He is the head of the government. He coordinates the work of different departments. So here second one, he manages the work of different departments. Third one, his decisions are final in case disagreements arise between departments. So here Prime Minister decisions will be the final in case of disagreements which arise between departments. Fourth one, he exercises general supervision of different ministries. Fifth one, all ministers they work under his leadership. Sixth one, the Prime Minister distributes and redistributes work to the ministers. So here the Prime Minister he distributes and redistributes the work to the ministers. Seventh one, he has the power to dismiss ministers. And eighth one, when the Prime Minister quits, the entire ministry quits. The President. So here the President is the head of the state. The President supervises the overall functioning of all the political institutions in India so that they operate in harmony to achieve the objectives of the state. Now let's see election of President. The President is not elected directly by the people. So here a candidate standing for President post, he has to get a majority of votes from members of Parliament and the members of legislative assemblies to win the election. Now let's see powers of President. All governmental activities which take place in the name of the President. So here all the governmental activities it takes place in the name of President. Second one, all laws and major policy decisions of the government are issued in the name of the President. So here all laws and policy decisions they are issued in the name of President. Third one, all major appointments are made in the name of President, which include the appointment of Chief Justice of India, the judges of the Supreme Court and the courts of the states, the governor of the states, the election commissioners, ambassadors to other countries, etc. Fourth one, all international treaties and agreements they are made in the name of the President. Fifth one, the President is the Supreme Commander of the Defence Forces of India. So here he is the Supreme Commander of the Defence Force. The President exercises all these powers only on the advice of the Council Ministers. So here the President cannot appoint the Prime Minister by his or her own will.